Hi guys, my name is Keith Andrew Noratis, the leader and superior of LASM, known as lover of anime shows and movies, and I'm here with my three club members.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Uh,
And this is Lazy Bones
Hi, I'm Lazy Bones.
and a Pokey.
Hey, I'm Annie.
And today we will be discussing the Owl House of Season 2, Episode 5, known as Through the Looking Glass Ruins. First things first, how would you rate the episode?
Fantastic. I'd rate it like a 10.
I loved it. Same, at least a 10.
9 out of 10. One fight scene between Lilith and Ida would have made this episode perfect. I don't care that they're friends again. These fight scenes are too awesome to get rid of.
Wow.
What was your favorite part of the episode? I know what Anna Poke's gonna say.
Yeah.
Everyone
my-
out
and
here,
my-
pair our
and my answer's
limity
gonna be that
simps. If
too.
you don't see it coming from a mile away, you're more blind than Helen Keller.
I know for a fact that everyone's favorite part was the Amity kiss on the cheek.
Oh, yes, 100%.
I watched it with Anna Poke and Bright on Saturday when it came before it aired on Saturday morning, and so basically we were able to hear our reactions, and ours were the best when that happened. We were out of our minds, insane over it.
Yeah,
That's
congratulations
what
to
I
Dana
was
for
Congratulations.
inventing gay people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, who wants to start the breakdown of this episode, going through the first section of it before it cuts over to losing Amity?
I can start.
All
Like
right.
the first part, which focuses on Gus.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
guess I'll.
Lazy Bones, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so it starts off with like Gus in the hallway of school. He's upset because he accidentally casted an illusion spell uh, on Willow because she was trying to help her with I think wasn't he trying to scare away some bees or something that were that were
Pixies?
bothering her? Pixies. Yeah,
I don't.
I meant pixies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his illusion ended up just making the pixies angrier, and they kept attacking Willow, and she had to stay home for a little while because of it. And so Gus started feeling bad, and he was pretty upset by it, thinking about it all day that his best friend uh was kind of hurt because of him. And so
Yeah.
it's not until like Luce comes to his house that he starts to lighten up a little bit and feels a little better about it. And he agrees to take Luce to the library to see Amity. But on the way they encounter a bunch of teens from what's the
Glandis.
other school called again?
Glandis.
I don't
Glandis, is
remember.
it?
Glandis. Yeah, and so he bumps into those teenagers who are like in the middle of of this huge like thing where they want to they're on this quest to find these five blue MacGuffins from this like enchanted place in the forest. And
Was
so
that what Yeah, keep on going. I'm just checking to make sure that that was the correct word.
Yeah, and so Gus, encounters a bunch of these teens that are from Glandis, and he also sees Mathamule there, who they kind of had a sour kind of relationship with back then, because because Mathamule was kind of a jerk to him in that something ventured someone framed episode in season 1. So
Yeah. After that
Yeah,
episode,
in
everyone
the
hated it.
yeah in the season 1 episode where he tries to take over the Human Appreciation Club with fake artifacts.
Mathamule was always my least favorite character because of that episode. He is a
Yeah.
little bitch.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. The truth is, he was my least favorite character too. Just
One
read
What?
moment.
mine, you know.
They were called the Gawler Stones. I have the episode queued up right here.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
cool.
Oh, okay.
What would you say, like the Balmouth Stones or something like that? I don't know, but yeah,
I
they were
think
called the
I don't.
Gawler
I don't remember
Stones.
what they were called, but I don't know.
But
I don't
any,
know. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
but anyways, did you get to the end of that section of the episode?
You want me to or?
Like just that section of the episode before it cuts back to Luz on the Beast plot. Well, yeah,
Oh,
B plot.
and so yeah, basically Gus, he wants to join wants to get to know these cool, awesome teens like before they go on their quest. But he says Gus says he's not really a Glandis student, so maybe you probably shouldn't go. But Luce shows up after she casts an invisibility spell, and says, "You know what? You should go with them. You know, it might be fun."
Which
And
I
so,
do feel the need to add. She literally almost suffocated. That's why she had to break the spell. Because she's just sitting here holding in her breath, patiently listening to these two have a slow conversation about this.
I didn't even know
yeah,
that she was overhearing this whole time. That is,
Yeah.
and I honestly didn't think she would use that ability spell at all.
I'm just curious of what two glyphs she had to combine to make an invisibility spell. Also, how many conversations she's listened to with an invisibility glyph on so no one knew she was. I feel like that's going to become more important later on when the Emperor starts being more involved in the show again.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hello, editing Erikai here. I just wanted to comment on the fact that during my breakdown of this part of the episode, I actually went a bit farther into the second part of the B plot when it cuts back to losing Amity the second time. I do comment on this later on in the podcast, but I just wanted to let you know of this now. No, your memory isn't going crazy. I just accidentally went a bit farther into the story than I intended to. Thank you, and back to the show now.
But yeah, if I recall correctly, after that, they start to set off towards the Looking Glass ruins, and this is when it cuts to the B plot that we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
So B plot.
We have.
So during said B plot, it picks up back with Luz making her way to the library, going to find a journal of the first human that was on the Boiling Isles, which I believe his name was like Philip something.
Philip,
Yeah, I
I
know
know
that
his
was his
last
first
name
name.
starts with a W.
I think Philip something. Yeah, let me hold on. Let me see.
Yeah. I know for a fact
I
his
have it
last
queued
name
up
starts
right
with a
here,
W.
so just give it like a minute, and I'll find it.
Okay.
Am I the only one that noticed just how drastically the voice of
Philip
Gus changed?
Wittebane. Philip Wittebane.
Yeah,
Don't know that. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
yeah, Philip Wittebang. She learns of a journal that's there and tries to get Amity, being part of the staff, to help her find it. But because of this book being as old as it is, they have to go into a restricted part of the library that they could potentially get in trouble for being in. And if I recall correctly, after they get in there, almost get caught one time, and then share a moment of like mutual, I don't know what you'd call it, being flustered, I guess.
Yeah, I was
Blushing.
literally trying to count how many times they
They're
blushed to the
crushing,
point
man.
I just lost count.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lazy has it the best described. They're just straight crushing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're gay witches for life.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
you are not wrong. But if I recall correctly, after give me a moment to just check, but I believe after that's when it cuts back over to Gus's B plot.
Yeah. That goes back to the moment with Gus. When Gus realizing that this thing they went into was actually a graveyard for illusionists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that isn't quite like the order it happens in, but yeah, you just kind of like the short version of it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, we're just recapping.
Yeah.
we're capping, bro.
Dies in cringe. Anyways, continue, Keith.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll let Anapoke take over this section of it.
Yeah.
So he's gotten up to the point where Gus has
Alright.
realized that this is a illusionist shrine of sorts. Or illusionist graveyard, that's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
So which part are we at then? And it when it
We're at
Let's
we're
see.
at the part.
Okay. How about we rewind a bit so that we can also get that take redone right there? Instead of just saying they showed up to the Looking Glass ruins, mention how he used some of the glyphs beforehand to create a fireball, clearing a path to get to it easier.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty lit.
At first, I thought he was about to use the wrong list, but luckily,
Same.
I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that was very intentional. You can tell by the flinchy look on his face it was an example of subversion of expectation.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
genuinely thought he was gonna use the wrong glyph, but no.
Turned out to be exactly what he
Exactly,
expected.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and I
Same
also
with the
forgot. I also forgot that the reason why Gus wasn't really confident in himself, like going on this quest and everything, was he only knew how to do illusion spells and stuff like that, and but he still managed to do some awesome stuff in it
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
the journey during their quest.
Yeah, especially considering that scene at the end where he just gives Purple Hair an absolute experience. But let's rewind a bit because we're getting kind of ahead of ourselves.
yeah.
Okay, we're directly after when he clears the path, impressing everyone, and this cuts back to B plot with Amity and Luz. Which, who wants to take over for this, or is it just collaborative like we did a
We could
second
just
ago?
we all
I
talk.
think
Because if so,
More
I'll
Anapoke
kick
likely
it
can
off.
take over.
collaborative. I mean,
Anapoke can take over.
Oh god.
yes.
Don't worry, if you
I
start
thought
to
you, I
trip
thought
over yourself, I'll kick
because I
in.
thought you would really like this
I
part.
do, it's some awful remembering stuff, even though I've got the thing I don't have to explain it. So sorry.
Okay, I'll
I'm
give you a
sorry.
quick synopsis of it. They're already in the library at this point in time. Or no, this is actually what I was thinking about. Um, we got this complete kind of out of order. They had this moment was whenever they was actually like starting to show signs they was crushing on each other, and they almost get caught in the back room, like they didn't go in the earlier part of the episode.
Uh,
Yeah, I like the parts with with Amity's older siblings. Like I like how much more encouraging and nicer they are to her instead of kind of teasing her like a lot like they used to
Yeah,
like in the other
where
episodes and stuff like that.
personally I believe that that's kind of where Disney was butting their head in, and per Disney style has to have the older sibling that's mean to everyone and is a generally dislikable character, because that's a Disney trope that hasn't been ran to the ground over and over and over again.
Oh god, Disney, what the hell is wrong with you?
thankfully, thankfully, with this show, it
Disney.
broke the curse.
Can we all just agree that Disney's homophobic?
Oh, definitely. I'm
Yes.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they are. I wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
Joke aside,
I love the part where basically Amity like is like kneeling down to this kid and saying I need my headband back, and when she puts her headband back and like fixes up her hair like the way Luce blushes
Yes,
at
yeah,
her, she basically
yes.
I
like
think I took a
flustered.
screenshot of that actually. Yeah, I have it right here.
And
And what are their names? I don't remember. The two siblings just kind of come around like, hey
Edra
yo.
and Edric and Emera and Edric.
Yeah, but I think they're just like referred to with nicknames or something like that. I don't even remember.
Emined,
Yeah, Emined,
Emined,
Eminem, Emined.
Ed, Nettie,
Eminem.
Ed and Nettie.
Oh.
How to how to make an Owl House fan freak out 101 just starts queuing up Amity moments or
Exactly.
lose Lumity.
I love the part where basically Em and Ed like they both kind of they both kind of step aside like when they see Luce and Amity like they're trying to talk to each other and like because they know that they it's very obvious like they're crushing on each other and stuff like that because they both
Yes.
act so weird around each
Yeah, and
other.
Yes.
also
Yeah, at this point,
if you
everyone
Yeah,
does.
notice,
because it used to just be Amity, but now it's Luce and Amity both
It's
doing
yeah,
it.
but
great.
if you also notice later on in the episode, I'm sure a lot of fans were too busy screaming at the top of their lungs, like that one clip of Luz from season one, to notice that I believe Edric actually says "good move, sis" or something like that after the kiss on the cheek.
Oh, bold move, sister.
Bold move.
Yep,
He said bold
bold
move.
move, sister.
Bold move.
Yeah, honestly, I would love the siblings to have more development because I feel like Edric would actually be a really interesting character if it wasn't for Disney being like, hey, we have to just make this as short as possible. Why? Because all of our good shows either turn to crap or get screwed over. Laughs and Starburst trilogy was
Oh,
evil.
God damn it, Disney! No one likes you.
They really don't,
Yeah,
though.
they still to this day they still haven't had there's never been a Disney TVA show that's lasted more than 4
It's
seasons.
ridiculous. It really is.
Oh my god, you're right.
Even
Starburst
even
is.
Phineas and Ferb, which had like a long run,
My
only
god,
had
you're
four
right. A lot
seasons.
of the more revered shows,
there's
Amphibia,
really
The Owl
one
House, Gravity
season
Falls.
that really aired nearly
They don't
years.
know.
My
They don't know what they're doing, do they? Very much, do they? They're so homophobic as
the
well. It's
thing
just
is,
disgraceful.
is that they try and they're trying to push all their live action shows. The thing
They're not
is
very
that
good.
I cannot name
They're
you a
bad.
single live action show from the entire Disney lineup aside from Coop and Cammy, and that's because I've seen so many attempts of the writers trying to be mainstream and failing so hard with that show. That's literally the only thing I can name you. And when that's a show that's just hated by most of the internet, that's probably bad. Plus, no one likes Disney for the fact their good shows, Star, turn the crap, and are good shows that don't turn the crap, Amphibia, get screwed over. Cue True Colors.
And the Owl House and Gravity
It's just
Falls.
not fair. It
Gravity
really
Falls.
isn't.
Gravity Falls actually didn't really get screwed over aside from paraphrasing Alex Hirsch,
Yeah,
we're afraid of
it had been.
homophobes. That was where Alex Hirsch did want to cut it off.
It was pushed to Disney XD for no reason,
Hmm?
and the ratings dropped.
Oh yeah.
It was pushed to Disney XD for no reason, and and the ratings dropped.
Disney
So
hates
Yeah.
their cast.
I used to watch. I used to watch Gravity Falls a lot, in my tweens. But I used to I always recorded a new episode when it was coming, and I used to be super excited. But by the time season 2 came and it started airing on Disney XD, I could never watch it because I never had XD as part of my cable package.
Yeah, that's
Well, I was lucky to have XD and on demand, which is Spectrum. I was still lucky to have XD. I was still lucky to be able to
I was
finish Gravity Falls season 2.
during
And
2013.
I never even knew that the series finale came out until like a week later, and I was like, "Oh, what? I didn't watch the
I've been
finale yet. I
lied
didn't know
to.
it
Yeah,
came out."
What?
yeah. And with that show, I was just getting onto the internet around 2013. This is gonna make some of you feel old. I, like 8-year-old Eric, was just getting onto the internet then, and I happened to get in right when the Gravity Falls craze was starting to just hit it huge. And you had like all these massive channels cropping up trying to theorize about stuff, solve everything. And then we all know the infamous hunt for the Bill Cipher statue that ensued after the series finale.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember, I kept up with so much of the stuff back then. I didn't even watch the show, mind you. Like, we did have cable with a package where I could have watched it. I just didn't watch TV for like 3 years straight. For no
Damn.
particular reason.
3 years.
Damn. See, I just watch all my shows
Dang.
online now. It is the future after all.
Yeah, like now I'm lucky enough to where I have like a lot of the bigger streaming services, Netflix, Hulu, HBO, and anything that I can't access through that, I have separate websites I can usually find the stuff on.
Same. I mean, I have Netflix and Disney Plus, but that's it because the other ones don't exist for me. So
I had I had Disney Plus for like a year, and then right around when Amphibia season 2 started, premieres whenever family that we was using it from dropped it because literally no one used it. Like, it was used a grand total of 3 times by me in the year we had it.
Well, Netflix was the only streaming service that I had until I was able to convince my cousin that I can use like her Disney Plus account.
Yeah. Netflix is still the only one a lot of people has, which is why some of these shows suffer as badly as they do.
Yeah,
Considering,
Netflix
I
is the
think
most common one, I'd say. It's the most well-known one, and popular one, I'd say.
that's
That's what I always.
debatable. Wow.
I mean,
Yes.
me personally, if I think
Yeah.
streaming service, I think Netflix. Personally, I
Yeah,
think
I know
most
what
is
you
one of the
mean.
first ones.
Like,
Yeah.
it has time on its side, and plus it was the only thing for like the longest time, and it was the one that everyone used. But I feel like HBO Max has definitely kicked Netflix down a couple of steps
I mean, I
because
didn't
they just
Netflix.
In terms of quality, yeah, I really like HBO Max. It's probably my
The
favorite
only reason I
streaming
prefer
service.
yeah
Netflix is
because
because I
you
still
have
don't have HBO Max. It doesn't exist here.
Man, I wish I had
oh
HBO
yeah
It
Max.
doesn't
because
even.
you're
That's why you got to move to the Americas, Anna Pope.
No. Oh no, I do have a VPN, but I do have a VPN. It's just I don't need HBO Max. There's nothing on there that interests me personally. And that sounds like blasphemy, but there's nothing on there I want.
something I want to point
And
out.
also, every new movie that Warner Brothers is putting out, you can just watch it on HBO
Yeah,
Max. If they're also in the theater.
something I just
Yeah,
want
I
to
think if
point.
you want to see the new Space Jam or new Suicide Squad, you can just watch it
Yeah,
on your TV.
some,
You don't have to go out to the theater and pay
I
for it.
don't
yeah,
want to
which I
watch
do have
those
something to
movies on the
mention with
phone.
that. But something I feel the need to point out is that Anna Poke halfway across the planet. Yeah,
Yes.
thing until like what was it? I think it's August this year's when you'll be getting it, like a literal year
Oh.
after it launched in America. But while you was
Yeah.
mentioning, while we're on the subjects of TVs, if you actually look at the LASM banner that I made for the YouTube channel, YouTube is really weird with how they show banners on YouTube channels. So I had to design it to where the LASM is only visible on mobile. The pride flag and neurodivergent symbol are visible on desktop, and the text below and the white space above is only visible on TVs. And if you want to go fact check me
Yeah.
on that, you can. But because of how weird YouTube is about that, that's how I had to do it. YouTube needs to fix the
Oh my.
banner system.
YouTube be weird like that.
YouTube's
Yeah,
gone all weird.
but we got
Have a look.
way off topic.
Yes.
Let's home back in what we was talking about. At this point, I feel like
What are we talking about again?
we were recapping the episode, but I feel like we've gotten most of the important
Yeah, I
stuff
know.
out
I
of the
was just
way.
kidding.
If we didn't cover anything,
Yeah.
there's a roundtable video that did. They're getting paid to do
Yeah.
it. We aren't. We're gonna
That's a
dump
good
you off
point,
on
actually.
them.
That is a good point.
We should have that part that we just discussed about as part two, like our second video.
I don't know, but
Let's have the Owl House be the first topic. I mean, the first video.
yeah. But that aside, where was I? Okay,
Oh.
let's just discuss certain things from this episode. Obviously, Lumity. Can we all get a
Yes.
consecutive scream?
Ah!
Yes.
I would. So we all
Ah,
know that myth. We all know that myth that
ah.
people like the government can see you through your TV. We all know that's fake. I would hope we do. But if it wasn't fake, I want to find the footage of every Owl House fan consecutively screaming into the seventh dimension at that kiss.
Oh yeah, that was me.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming because
No one did.
wait. Some people told me that they saw it because of a YouTube thumbnail
I
somewhere.
did, but I didn't.
Well, I didn't.
Sort
Yeah.
of.
Title and thumbnails ruin
I didn't
everything.
realize it was them because I
But
didn't
I
notice the
didn't
purple
see it
hair.
because I didn't look at YouTube. I didn't look at YouTube or Twitter, like the Twitter timeline before I was watching the episode. So I did not see it coming. I didn't even know that Amity was going to dye her hair or anything.
Yeah,
Exactly. With me,
So
I saw a thumbnail, but I like a fraction of a
the
second. I thought,
moment
I
The
recognized Leash, but
moment
I didn't realize it
people,
was Amity because of the
Well,
hair.
the moment
well,
people
I tried
knew,
my best to avoid it.
the moment people knew about that kiss, I knew because even though I was staying on my private timeline, because that's mostly like on my private account, it's a lot of stuff that's not all the fandoms I'm in. I
Oh
still,
yeah,
the
yeah.
second I saw that, the Owl House was immediately trending.
Oh yeah, rightfully so.
Now, how spoilers was just trending, and everyone was just going crazy.
Um,
Yeah, because Lumity's the best ship.
Yes.
yeah,
I
definitely.
know Anapoke will agree with me there.
Yeah.
Lumity is definitely one of the best ships, although we have to acknowledge the great and wonderful Lapadot. Don't at me. uh,
Don't worry, we won't.
that's a joke. Although, to all our fans that ship Jaspadot and La Jasper, whatever it's called, and Spindot and Stevedot, you pedophiles. No.
Oh God! Stop!
Ew.
Stop!
Gets
Please.
flashbacks to JJ. That aside, though, outside of Lumity, we got something really interesting, that being the part of the extent of Gus's power with illusion magic, and that makes me wonder what the most powerful thing you could do with it is.
Oh my
They
God!
kind of did show that off though when he did that when he did that illusion spell for like
Yeah,
for all those other teenagers.
yeah, like that's definitely powerful, but he's nowhere near
To
like
scare
a
away all the clandestines.
I guess you'd say professional witch or whatever. He is nowhere near the highest level of training he could be. So just like imagine someone with like Emperor Belos level of power using
Mm,
illusion on someone. Like I just want to know how surreal that could be.
gee.
Also, can you
Terrifying.
use?
He'd probably put someone in a coma.
I mean, you probably could actually use someone a heart attack with illusion magic, just like consecutively jump scare them over and over again, or just like throw them through a bunch of like random scenarios. Like you really could.
Oh, but yeah, I wouldn't be. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. So, Matthew Mew, or well, I'm just gonna call him Matty, and Gus also mentioned that they was going to go back to or to the Looking Glass ruins to try and help Person reinforce it. I wonder if they're actually gonna do that on screen to maybe like use that as more of a lore device, or is that just something they kind of put in there for filling in the gap's sake?
Oh,
I'm not
It's
sure.
possible. That's
same.
possible.
But yeah, I can see it.
Because I do feel like they could use that to use like, as a point to like get more of the history of magic in there, because we do know a very basic rundown of it. The Titan died and turned into the Boiling Isles, and apparently uses Emperor Bellis as somewhat of like a microphone, but probably actually doesn't, and he's manipulating that entire island. But that's a theory within itself. Well, in Isles.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that I mean, it would make perfect sense that the human that they talked about. Why do I keep forgetting his name? Philip
What a name.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Whitabane, whatever it is. Philip W. That's what we'll call him.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to not think that Philip W. Could be Emperor Bellos because that seems like exactly what they're setting up.
Yes,
Because his
it
hair, like
does.
the back of his hair,
On
looks just like Emperor Bellos's.
on one
Go
hand,
ahead.
From
yeah.
the
Hey, on
data
on
insane art
on one hand,
page
yes,
4.
but I do just have to bring up something really quick. Emperor Belus is able to
Yes.
use regular magic without glyphs, which we've seen from Luz would literally be impossible based on a witch's anatomy. So maybe he was manipulated by the Titan blood. Again, that's another theory within itself. Now continue, Keith. Sorry.
No, I mean I can
Oh, I think that
tell.
would be interesting if he actually was if Emperor Bellos was actually a human that could perform magic without glyphs. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then and maybe Luce learned how to do that too when he learned more about if he learned more about Emperor Bellus's past
I
and stuff
also
like that.
noticed that there's that one screenshot of Luz like laying in the Titan blood, or well, we don't know if it's Titan blood yet, but I feel like it's a fairly safe thing to assume. What if being
Oh
exposed to the
yeah.
Titan blood can manipulate or can mutate humans to be like that? Because if you notice, when the right side of Emperor Belos's mask got cracked in season 1, his eye was glowing blue, which sans reference, I'm pretty sure. But a normal human eye
Yes.
isn't going to be doing that, obviously. So possibly
Yeah.
exposed to Titan blood. That would also explain how the witches got the power that they did, when there's basically witches and demons, and that's pretty much it. It seems like anything that's not a witch is classified as a demon. Cue things like King, the giant slug, garbage things that Ida's getting into, all the different things we see flying
And
around.
Hootie.
Yeah, I just realized giraffes, according to Ida, come from the Boiling Isles, meaning giraffes are demons.
Oh yes.
Wow.
They mentioned that in the first episode. They said
Brilliant.
because I think they said that giraffes came from the Boiling
They
Isles,
banished them.
and she said we got rid of those guys, a
Yeah,
bunch of freaks.
yeah, something like that.
Love it.
I love how they managed to incorporate so many different forms of comedy in this show. Because if you listen, there's actually a fair bit of like adult and dark comedy throughout the show.
Yeah, there
Like
is.
that one moment when Gus uses his illusion power to scare away Drea, one of the Glennis kids. Their eyes and mouths were literally drawing blood, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
How
So
dark was it?
freaky.
yeah, that was.
I love
I
that.
would say that was dark for a kids show, but Marcy almost got offed on Amphibia.
And point.
Yeah, don't
I'm pro
get me
that.
started with that. I still tried to get over it to this very day.
I've probably seen darker stuff in in kid shows. Like, have you seen Invader Zim?
Okay, you're not wrong. Invader Sim is one dark show. Fun fact about the creator of Invader Zim, he hates the entire fandom, basically because of the pedophiles out here drawing NSFW.
Oh,
I don't
Oh,
blame
Are you
him
kidding?
though.
now man, the fandom becoming really so toxic.
God, I
I didn't really I didn't really know the fandom was that toxic. But
I wouldn't have never realized actually.
may I remind you that JJ's main fandom was Invader Zim. I just realized that. I just realized that. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
But yeah. By the way, I have no comments about the whole Marcy almost getting killed thing. Let's just say
Yeah.
I don't have exact.
I wish I could say I was as surprised by that as some other people were, but I was already spoiled
Same.
that before I
Yeah.
saw it.
The
Same.
thing is,
Like, I was halfway through the episode watching it on Disney Now,
yeah,
but then Disney Now malfunctioned, and I was trying to find some other way to watch it. But then I go on my Twitter chat, and I go on to one of the chats I'm on Twitter,
yeah,
and like someone says, "Oh my gosh, Marcy died!" I
yeah,
was like, "What? Shut up, man!" And like, you just spoiled it.
yeah. Which
What the hell?
personally at the time, Marcy was a comfort character to me, but after the events
Me
that
too.
yeah, but after certain events that happened, I hate that entire show was fandom and don't want it anywhere near me.
Oh,
Wow.
my feelings.
Like you, you do you, but I can't like that show after the insane amount of stuff that happened to me with
I
that
mean, I'm sure
fandom.
we all have at least one show we don't like. It's like popular.
Yeah,
Me more than most, but you know.
yeah, cute. You hating Gravity Falls.
No, I don't. I don't actually. I don't mind it anymore. I got over that. I got over
Personally,
that.
I do feel.
You hate Avatar
I'm gonna
though.
I
get
love.
crucified for that.
Oh God.
You hate Avatar,
I'm
man.
about to actually. I'm about to actually get set on fire for being a Salem witch. But that show, I hate it. I hate it, and also
Which show?
to all you fans that refuse to admit it, it's in the Japanese animation style on purpose. It is anime.
But it's not Japanese though. How does that work?
Yes, but anime is shorthand for animation. It's done in the Japanese animation style, therefore it is technically anime.
And
That's why I don't like it then. That explains it.
more like anime. Get it?
You,
I mean,
And
it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be anime style,
yeah.
though. It's very inspired by that. And
I love how you say that, and I have the Blue Exorcist anime just sitting on my television right now.
I have betrayed you. I am so sorry. This
I
goes
don't
live.
care.
I wouldn't say it's too anime actually. I'd probably say I'd probably say Pokemon is more anime than
No,
Avatar is.
Pokemon literally is classed as an anime. It is from Japan, so that's definitely anime. The problem is, this is
I
going
just
to go
have
live, and there's going to be like 100 comments. Oh my god, Anime hates anime and Avatar cancelled.
Get ready to get canceled then,
Yeah.
folks. After people find out you don't like
Oh,
Avatar.
anime.
our
It's very punishable by death in some countries, that is, probably.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm illegal in several hundred countries as well. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Call it the war, whether it be the war crimes or the gay homosexual gay. I'm illegal in several countries.
War
I'm
crimes.
legally
Oh
dead in
god.
87 states.
I'm considered dead in like all these like most of the states. How does one achieve this level of power?
By living in the northern territory of Australia with the Mexican Hoon cartel.
Pretty much.
Please tell me someone here gets that reference. Please.
I might try to say yes, but
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Australia as a well, not a country
yeah,
is a it's like a somewhat of a gang there called the Mexican Hoon Cartel. Just look it up on YouTube if you want to know what exactly it is. But essentially, they just go around hooning their cars. And nothing brings more joy to me than the thought of someone speaking like any like variation of the Hispanic dialect with an Australian accent.
oh god,
That's insane.
Interesting. Good to know.
You know, Australia's a weird country. Nerf guns are outlawed in a certain state. You literally have to have like a license that a gun store does just to be able to have Nerf guns.
Okay, that's amazing.
that's so
That's
stupid.
amazing.
Wow.
Also, the
Lamau.
northern part of it's literally referred to as the Northern Territory, like it's a straight up cult.
I've seen that.
Australia,
Australia is a cult.
Australia's so
Australia,
weird.
it's Nerf or nothing. That's all.
But hey, at least we aren't like
Literally.
Anapoke. At least our beaches aren't made up of tea and bullets.
Okay, now this is discrimination against the British. I will not stand for this.
Erikai,
British
you're gonna
people
get
don't
canceled by
exist.
Australia.
British
Okay.
people
Yeah.
don't exist. You're just either German and you're German and Irish people combined. British people don't exist.
I'm actually German and Irish.
What?
That's terrifying. Ow! Ow!
I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. British people don't exist. You're just German and Australian. I mean, German and Irish put
Australian.
together.
Australian.
You're
All
German
Australian in the
Australian. Oh my
Good day,
god,
mate.
that sounds
Gotta,
beautiful. That sounds
gotta,
beautiful.
mate, you
Just
gotta lead a hoodoo.
German.
Every
German
British
sounds.
person out there
German
is
is
Anapoke.
such an angry language. Like
It
someone could be
is!
telling you they love you, and it
In
sounds like
German,
they
it
want
sounds
to break into your
kill you.
house and gun you down with a C-96.
It
But
does,
just
it
imagine.
sounds so aggressive, it's hilarious.
But just imagine you hear someone say "Halt die Vlagen den Mun" and with a Australian accent. I know how to cuss in German,
That's
by the
too
way.
hilarious.
Time to get cancelled.
Wait, are we still talking about the
I think
episode?
we're talking, we
Yes, we're
sidetracked
talking.
about Germany.
Did you miss the part of the episode where Amity turns German and then goes and talks about how British people aren't real?
Oh, I love that bit. That was the greatest bit.
What am I? It's my favorite part of that episode.
In a German dub. I kind of want to see that now. I
So
really want
do
to see
I.
it. The German dub. That sounds
Hey,
actually
yo, we have
everyone sounds
hey, can we
aggressive.
get some?
My favorite part of that episode was when Luce was on her knees and she took out a wedding ring and said, "Amity, will you marry me?"
Yeah,
Where'd you see that?
in his dreams.
No, I'm just
In his
kidding.
dreams, it's okay.
You
In my
better be
dreams as
leaking.
well.
I just made
You
that up
better be
because
leaking this, buddy. You better be leaking this, or I'm showing up at your house with the napalm.
Oh god!
oh
Oh
no,
Oh
god!
my
you
god.
don't know where I live.
I will find out. We're finna make war crimes ahoy!
I will find you and I will kill you.
Everyone in my house is asleep. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
fine.
what time is it? What time is it on yours,
It's 7:49
Eric?
for me. It's just
Oh,
everyone.
so wait, that means you're also in Chicago?
No, I'm not in Chicago. I'm not gonna say exactly where I am, but
Oh.
I'm not in Chicago. I can go
He's in
buy a loaf of
America.
bread without getting shot.
Well, I know
So I'm gonna go
Brighton's in
around the
Yes,
Chicago.
entire country
yes,
asking
Adipo.
people, "Have you seen
Yes,
Erikai?
yes,
You've seen a
yes. No,
have you seen this?
but you,
Have you seen a person that looks like this?"
Anapoke. Yes, I'm not in Chicago. I'm in America. Two totally different places.
Yes. Yes. We could
You
go around
amaze me.
America finding him, but it wouldn't work. He'd just
You
be
am.
going around one of those parallel pictures. Have you seen this man? Have you seen this man? His Twitter profile picture. Have you seen?
You amaze me. Animation version of Tomska.
Who is Tomska?
He's
What?
a
He's a YouTuber,
basically
isn't he?
he's a
Yeah.
YouTuber that's British. He's British.
He's British? How did I not know this?
He lives in
You
England
said British
somewhere.
people aren't real.
And now I can find
Yeah,
him.
he's off brand. He's Walmart brand Irish and German. Sorry, I need to correct myself. I forgot
Walmart
that
off brand
British
German.
people are just
What,
British people
what
are
are the
just
Walmart version of
propaganda.
Irish? What the
Huh?
Walmart version of Ireland?
The Walmart version of Ireland, I think, is called Sally.
Oh yeah. Basic. We're just really connected. We're Scotland's part of us. It's fine.
Funny because you
Yeah.
actually sound like you are Scottish more than you
I'm
are
not
British
Scottish.
or anything.
Well, Scottish is
You know
British.
what?
It's like
You,
English,
you
and
know
Nah,
I don't
what?
know how it
Hey,
works.
hey,
Anapope doesn't
hey,
sound
hey.
Scottish.
If
I don't know how it
Dream
works.
Stands, if Dream Stands can ship like a 27-year-old chode with a chat or with a minor, I think that I could
Ugh,
headcanon you as Scottish.
fair enough. The real people are Scottish. I love it.
I
Brilliant.
had I
Anapope, are
headcanon
you
Rebecca
Scottish?
Sugar as Danish.
Just take your favorite animators. You're Danish now. You're a Danish citizen. You come from Denmark.
Get ready to be
Hey yo,
canceled as racist,
huh?
Erikai. Get ready to be canceled as racist.
It's Twitter after all.
Probably,
This is the internet
probably.
after all. This is the internet. Everyone's cancelled as racist at some point.
Lazy Bone, for Lazy Bone's sake, let's try and move back on from. We finished most of the Owl House. Let's move to this being Disability Pride Month, which
Oh
autism
yeah.
actually falls under the
Damn
ADA,
right,
and
though.
I have
Damn
a
right, though.
list. A list prepared by one of my friends on the spectrum, Sydney, that has a bunch of characters headcanon to be on the spectrum. So, a few of them here that I think we could discuss. Okay, how do you say Luz's last name?
No Seda.
No Seda.
Noseda. We have Luz Noseda, Azuka Midoriya, Kippo Oak, Sue from My Hero, Tenya Ida, Tulip Olsen, Ash Ketchum, Peridot, SpongeBob, and Amity Blight.
Huh. Interesting list.
Yeah,
SpongeBob is autistic.
Plot
that's actually
twist.
that's actually a
I heard that
very
theory.
popular.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
heard that
very
before.
popular one.
I heard that
Which,
almost like a theory before. I kind of agree in a way. It does make a lot of sense.
yeah, Plus, he literally does.
I don't think SpongeBob is autistic though. I think that he's obviously very high energy, optimistic, and stuff like that. I don't really see him as
The thing
he's.
is,
I know he said
yeah.
himself that he's a bit naive, but
The
I don't know
thing
if he's
is
autistic
that
though.
part of what equates it in is something that can really just be cracked up to cartoon logic. But the fact he basically does everything in an exact order every day, this order of which, if it gets broken, can actually upset him very, much. Like,
Hmm.
actually upset him genuinely. Which, that can kind of be cracked up to cartoon logic in a way, but
Weird
yeah.
SpongeBob logic, yeah, but it could be. You never know.
Luz no Seda. This is one that I have mixed feelings about. While it is very popular, or very possible, I should say, I feel like the more popular ADHD one is probably more accurate.
Yeah, 'cause I think Dana said she envisioned Luce having ADHD, so I think that one.
Yeah.
What was it?
Is that what
Yeah,
she
yeah.
said?
Like I don't know
Well,
where she said it, but
she
I
didn't
heard it somewhere.
she didn't she didn't intentionally design or initially design Luz with the intent of ADHD coding, but after developing her further, she's kind of been like, "Hey, yo, she got that ADHD." Um, I'm not sure if I know Anapoke is apparently very anti-anime, so I don't know if they're gonna have or he has watched My Hero Academia. If I can speak pronouns today, but Izuku Midoriya,
I
this
tried
is
it and it wasn't my thing.
yeah, Izuku Midoriya. This is one that I do actually agree with a fair bit. Like that's definitely something I do agree is a very popular one. Anyone else here actually watch My Hero or
I don't watch it.
and I doubt Keith watches it. So I'm your World War II guns and anime weeb nerd person. I'm apparently a very interesting person here.
Guns and anime. That could go horribly wrong.
Huh?
The combination of guns and anime that could go horribly wrong.
You know, which again I guess you could equate certain things about that to just being character traits, but still. Tulip having autism is definitely something I headcanon really heavily. Do we have any Pokemon fans here? Because I haven't watched
Yes,
Pokemon
yes,
since I was
yes.
11.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go,
me.
Anapoke.
All right,
No,
here we go. Hit me with it.
Ash Ketchum having being on the spectrum. Go.
I could see it. I could see it. I mean, I'm awful at describing things, but I could see it. Let me think. I don't know. I mean, I can understand where they're coming from. Being very dense and
Yeah.
not dense, but you know what I mean. Like, it's very,
Yeah.
especially with stuff like romance. He doesn't really see it. He doesn't really understand it. He doesn't seem to get it. So I could see, and I was probably the same for a while.
Still,
So,
still gets it better than Brock. Shout out to all my people that watched
oh,
the original series.
my boy Brock,
Um,
love that guy.
I watched from the very first original series all the way up to Black and White at the very end to almost X and Y whenever I was younger. Because I had a nearly year-long Pokemon hyperfixation.
Mine's still going. Mine's still going, boys.
I
It's
had a
my
very
longest running.
weird I had a very weird pattern with anime type things when I was younger because I remember seeing an episode of One Punch Man somewhere on the internet, and after that, getting a hyperfixation of in this order Beyblade Burst, watching one of the crappy spin off shows and dropping that like it was hot, Yu Gi Oh!, and then Pokemon all the way up until XY.
Fair enough.
That That is the weirdest pattern. I cannot tell you a single thing from any of these shows either, and I don't remember most of that year.
It's just all a blur. It never
it's
happened
all a,
for you know.
it's
It's all a
it's
blur.
all a, it's all an anime filled screaming
Blur.
people in t-shirts with the sleeves ripped off blur. I
We
don't
hear
quite
it all.
remember much of it.
Anime in a nutshell, screaming.
I challenge you to find an anime where someone doesn't scream at least one time. I
No,
challenge you to do that.
I'm not gonna bother with it. It doesn't exist.
Oh, the only thing
It's
I
like,
can think of, the only one, or no, not DNA, Blue Exorcist, no. All you need is a sister, no. Do not watch that one, you will be scarred. I don't think Boku no Pico, no. One Punch Man, no. My Hero, no. I cannot think of a single anime that doesn't have someone scream in it.
it's a weird trend. What's up with that? Everyone screams.
Apparently, people screaming and having their hair turn white's really popular in Japan.
That's what Japanese people. That's what they do. For all we know, that's what happens in that country. I don't know. You'll scream. I don't know. Maybe
Okay, guys, I have to go. I gotta go. But it was a fun podcast. I wanted to say thank you all for watching and being part of this podcast with this. I'll see you guys in the LASM meeting tomorrow. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.